Hey, Eric here. I don't think I filmed yesterday there. I was on that Cloverland job there, hauling out to a new spot. But the day before I got this load of stone off of the job there at the airport. Or no, not the airport, at the RAT. Till the end of the day I got a load of nice stuff, so I brought it home. And I started working on this little parking area here and turnaround. And so it's going to be 3 cars. I'm going to take out this little maple trees here. And that little bush is a nice bush I'm going to keep. I'll have to dig that out with the backhoe. And then this is kind of a mess over here. It's like burning, and my little Santa sleigh for pulling behind a snowmobile. My chairs I'm going to refurbish, and I'm going to brick all this area. I just threw them bricks in there quick, and I had my backhoe parked on there, and they got all on level. So this rock I just had to move. It's a nice rock, all full of fossils and stuff. So I'm going to turn this into a bigger parking area there. I'll park and go all the way up to that tree, almost park 2 deep in there, and then it'll still be a turnaround here. We can turn around and go out, little circle. But today I had to take off. Had an issue. Well, the one thing I'm changing, since I'm doing one thing, I'm doing a lot of things. This little pitman arm, and there I got to change. I got it loosened up. Brakes and drums in the front, and I had to get my torches out because those things, you got to jump on them with a big pipe bar on them, and they still don't come out with all my weight. And jumping on them, I actually bent that breaker bar, which is real heavy steel, because those lug nuts are 1.25 inches size, and they didn't come off. They're in reverse too. They go on backwards, left-handed thread. But that wasn't the problem. It was just they were on there. So, and I usually put anti-seize and stuff, as you can see if you look close on there, but it just doesn't work sometimes. So my main problem was this air tank, 48-inch, 4-foot long tank, 9 inches in diameter, and it's had a leak, and it was leaking so massively that I didn't have air pressure good enough. I couldn't hardly stop. So my brakes, at the same time, I should have been able to stop, because these big trucks, if they don't have air pressure, the brakes automatically come on. Well, even after I adjusted my brakes a couple times, I couldn't get it to stop like it should. So I said, that's it. I'm not gonna mess around anymore. So I got 2 new drums coming and new shoes for the front, and then these slack adjusters for the back, because they keep going out of adjustment. So I gotta change those, which are, sorry, this will be upside down, but this whole thing here, slack adjusters, I gotta change a couple of them. Got a couple of drums coming, got a couple seals to put in. So lots of different things. My power steering, alternator, air conditioning belts are bad, so I'm changing them. So I'm taking a little break. It's only like 8:30 in the morning, but kind of waiting for my parts guy to get back to me and see what he can come up with, or if I got to keep looking. He's going to be able to deliver stuff. I'm sure we're going to have issues with all this stuff, and these front drums are hard to very expensive, like almost $400 a piece, because they're like an oddball, and this is a real heavy duty front end that's heavier than most. It's not as popular. So little jack setup, little block, safety. So I got a lot of little things to do. And hopefully she'll be back up in shape and be safe. Because she was not feeling very safe yesterday. I did not like it at all. So, I guess that's about it for today. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Should be, or I'll have to, if I can't get a tank, I'll have to weld that one up. Put it back on so I can get back to work. But I gotta get some brake work. I could have welded it last night, but yesterday was a sad day also because we had to put our dog down, one of them, after 15 and a half years. So took her to the vet and brought her back, and we were supposed to do it before we went on to Niagara Falls or the day before, but we couldn't do it, so we had an appointment for a week now to take her. So we brought her back and buried her in the back in her rock garden. So I was busy with that. I didn't get the tank off and weld it up in time to go back to work, and I knew even with it working, it just wasn't good. I think I was getting a wake-up call to do something or before something bad happened with the brakes. So sometimes you need those, and that steering arm too was bad, and if that came apart, it's just it's bad. So I got time to fix it. Time to fix her. Sometimes it costs, but I'd rather have it cost in a day's labor, or a day's off of work. I mean, I normally try to do that stuff on a day off, but I've been busy this week. I got a wedding to go to on Saturday all day. Last week we had to take a vacation. We had to do desperately. We've been promising the kids to take them for a long time. And then the Saturday before that I worked, so all day with the truck. And the Saturday before that my truck was broke down, so I had to do other stuff. And so the weekend before that it was broke, and the weekend before that. So it kind of never ends with trucks and fixing and repairing and nickeling and diming and all that. But it's part of the business, not the part that I love, but it's stuff you have to do if you want to make $1 and be in this work. So I have to do it. And to pay somebody, it's $110 an hour. So I do everything I can myself, and I do a lot better job than those guys anyway. I mean, and they just break stuff. I mean, I've had this truck in 2 shops, and that's why that tank is broke, because they, I mean, not only that, I mean, it was rusted, but they messed with it, and now it's leaking. They messed with other stuff, and, there's a lot of incompetent mechanics and stuff. They have to hire, people that just aren't, they're just not good. They haven't had experience like I have doing stuff. Even though they do it every day, they're just starting out, some of them, and they just don't know all the techniques and tricks, and they break things, and whenever something breaks, the customer's got to pay for it. It's never their fault. And it's the same way with car stuff too. They break it. It's easier to break it, and then the customer just pays, and they mark up all the parts anyway, and it's more labor, more work, more money for them. So it's all good when things break. Guess that's